If you like, leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. I post a lot. I post a shit ton over there. So let me get this open. It is 6:50 in the morning and I'm eating popcorn. I do it for y'all. I had like a little block of cheese as breakfast, and then this is my snack. But I swear, at least like once a month, somebody's like, when is the next popcorn and chill? And I haven't done one in forever because I mostly film at like 6 a.m. But we're doing it. And in the comments, let me know like what Christmas movies you've watched. Have you watched any of the new ones? Let's just start with that. I tried. I really did. I tried to watch Spirited. That's my dog. On Apple TV. And I'm like letting him in right now. And then I tried to watch the red one on Prime. And they were both, to me, like, not funny. And I hate to be like Grinch. That's like nothing new is funny, but something did happen to comedy. Something tragic happened to comedy. It all just feels like it's trying too hard. It all feels like it's just like locker room humor, and it's just not hitting. It's not hitting like it used to. So, DNFd, Spirited, DNFd, the red one, but I did give one a whirl, and I liked it, and it's called Dear Santa. It's on, I don't know, Paramount. I think it's on Paramount or Peak. I think it's on Paramount. And it was pretty good. It's Jack Black, and Jack Black can go either way for me. Like, I love Jack Black in School of Rock. I love Jack Black in Tropic Thunder. But sometimes I'm like, you're doing too much. Sometimes he can go a little too Will Ferrell, and I can't do Will. But this was pretty good. It's about a little boy who has dyslexia. He also has two parents that aren't getting along. So he's going through it like emotionally. And he decides to write a letter to Santa. But instead of Dear Santa, he wrote Dear Satan. And so he misspelled it. So when Santa arrives, he's like, you kind of look like a weird Santa. And he's like, it's because it's one of Satan's Christmas embodiments. And the guy, he's like a genie. That's Jack Black. He's like a genie in a bottle. He's like, you get 3 wishes. And so you go through the kid's wishes, and he's just like a sweet little boy. But along the way, he figures out that maybe this Satan does not have his best interests in mind. It's pretty good. I did laugh a few times out loud. They did throw some good. They threw a little heat in it. It's not anything to like totally write home about. It's no National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But it was worth a watch. My 4-year-old loved it. He's watched it a few times. And there's this part in it where the cat talks, and the cat goes, Santa is the shit. And so, of course, you guys know my toddler is going, well, he's 4. is going through that. Like, bad words are cool phase. And so he'll go, Mom, like, remember what that cat said? I'm like, yes. He goes, he said Santa is the... Okay. So, as I mentioned, I'm a big fan of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so we watched that. And if you've never watched it, please, it's on Prime. I've always owned it on Amazon because I'm not going. That's one that I must watch every Christmas. I cannot skip. That is my staple Christmas movie. And even though I've lost a lot of love for Chevy Chase after finding out how much of a dirtball he is, how unkind he is, that movie will go on in my heart forever. And it's just about the Griswolds, Clark Griswold. Chevy Chase is Clark Griswold, and I can't remember the wife's name, but in each of the National Lampoon's Vacation movies, they've got a different set of kids. Like, it's weird, and it's supposed to be weird. But in this one of his kids is a young Juliette Lewis. And it's just about the Griswolds trying to have a nice family Christmas and everything going wrong. They have both sides of the family coming to stay in their house for Christmas. He's trying to do like elaborate Christmas lights. Then they have like this like more distant relative show up in his RV or his camper. And that's Cousin Eddie. And the dog's name is Snot. And I think that the part, this, like every year that I watch it, I start cracking up at a part that I totally forgot about. And this year, it was that I forgot that when Cousin Eddie gets dressed up for Christmas, he's wearing like a white sweater and it's kind of see-through. It's like a sheer. It's white. And he's got a red turtleneck underneath, but it's just like a dickie. So like you could totally see that it's just like his shirt and then a dickie. I don't know why, but I was rolling this year over that. And like every year that I watch it, one of the parts I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot, and just start cracking up. So I also watched Home Alone and National Lampoons are my staples. If you don't know what Home Alone is, our boy Kevin, played by Macaulay Culkin, he's got his whole family in town. They're about to leave for Paris, and by whole family I mean like him, his siblings, his mom and dad, and then like a couple, like aunt, uncle, and all their kids, just a ton of kids. And it's like the night before they leave for Paris. Kevin gets in trouble. And he's like, I wish I didn't have a family or something like that. I wish you'd all go away and leave me alone forever. And his mom, Catherine O'Hara, you know who I'm talking, Moira. My dog is snoring back there. But, she's like, you're gonna wish you never said that. And then they wake up the next morning and everything is a rush and they forget Kevin at home. And they get all the way to Paris and Kevin is home alone. Now, whilst he is home alone, Marty and Marv, two bad guys, the wet bandits, are out trying to rob all these homes in his neighborhood. So he's kind of like having a blast, and then he realizes his home is being targeted. So he sets up all these booby traps. It's just a good movie. Looking back, about a family. The dad is an inventor, so he goes out to all these places and tries to promote his products, like all these little stores and stuff. Well, he's in this little shop, and he sees, it's like a little alley shop in, I think, like a Chinatown, like in a little secretive, kind of little tiny mysterious shop, and he sees a little animal, and it's super cute, and he's like, what is that? And the guy's like, that's a mogwai, that is not for sale. But somehow he ends up bringing it home. Anyways, I think he steals it or something. So he brings Gizmo, the mogwai, home, and there's like some rules to this thing. You can't let it eat after midnight. You can't get it wet. And there was one other one. But something happens with the clock. The power goes out, so the kid thinks it's not after midnight, and he feeds Gizmo. Now, what happens when you feed these mogwais is gremlins sprout out of their bag. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the gremlins sprout out of the bag, and then they like hatch, and they're really mean. So they're not like more Gizmos. They are gremlins. They are terrors, and they wreak havoc on the town. And so now it's this family's job to kind of resolve the gremlin issue. I love it. The bar scene where the gremlins are at the bar drinking and like hanging from ceiling fans, and they're just causing a ruckus. I was like, that was me in my drinking days, and I crack up every time I watch that bar scene. There are sequels too. There's Gremlins 2. Is there Gremlins 3? I don't know. And then finally, I watched The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. And it's okay. It's like Tim Allen has his son, like he's separated from his wife. He's got his son for the holiday. And I don't know, he starts turning into Santa or something. It's okay. It's okay, but it must be really good because there's like a Santa Claus 2 and a Santa Claus 3. Okay. I also, totally separate from that, the only other thing I've been watching and I finished was, it's called Expats. There's nothing Christmas about it. It's just called Expats on Amazon Prime, and it's Nicole Kidman. And it's like her family are expats somewhere in like a big city in Asia. And she's got 3 kids. And she's kind of thinking that their nanny, because they're rich, that the nanny is getting too attached to the kids, or the kids are too attached to their nanny. So she starts putting her feelers out for a new one. And she meets this young girl. And she's like, oh, maybe this one, you know? And the girl really wants the job. So she's out. They go out to dinner. And they just are doing like a little trial, like meet and greet type thing. And they're walking through the shops. And the daughter of Nicole Kidman's character wants to go look at this, and the 2 little boys want to go look at something else. She's like, I'll take the boys. And so they go walking through this, like, I don't know how you have a toddler out there without a kid leash. But she ends up, the littlest one goes missing in her care. So it's kind of like a drama and a bit of a mystery, but it was okay. I don't totally recommend it because I just kept feeling like, okay, where is this going? Where is the climax? Where is some kind of resolve? Where is, and it didn't. So maybe it will in the 2nd season, but don't waste a whole season like that. Don't waste my time for a whole season. And just, I don't know. So that is what I've been watching Christmas. And one other thing, we watched like some nature shows last night that was on Apple TV, and it was really camera down when all this stuff is happening, when like a lizard is running on water above the camera. Like, how are you capturing this? I don't know. Alright, if you watched this all the way to the end, I hope that you have a Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you guys before New Year, but I'll probably release this today or tomorrow, so Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.